I think it's up now. I think there we go. I think that's it. Do not be alarmed. We are on opposite sides today. Lisa is back, and we had to change things up because if we had it where I was over there, when I would talk to her like this, I would be looking off camera. So we had to switch them up.
Right.
Lisa is back, folks. Aren't you so excited? I know I am, because I don't have to carry this whole thing by myself anymore. She is back. She is in the same room. There, we just high-fived each other. You just couldn't see it. That's a question we get a lot. Are you guys in the same room? Are you in the same house? Where are you? We're sitting right next to each other. And it's just the way that it has to go now, because we don't have our second Starlink system yet. It's hopefully going to get here before the end of the year, and then we'll be able to stream from the fish room. But the beautiful Lisa Marie is back today, so I have to turn it over to you.
I'm frozen on my screen, so I'm still trying to adjust here because I'm not used to. Okay, here I am. So yeah, I'm here. First time streaming from this, no, second time, because we streamed the members only stream yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, this is the first Thursday night stream, and it's really different.
It's been like a month that you've been on one of these.
I know. It's so different because I have to look that away instead of straight ahead at him, and it's everything's a lot different. So but yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, if you weren't, stop it with the bobbleheads moving, Curtis Crump. You're not going to scare me. You knock it off, you rascal, you. Some of them might move, and the reason why is because this house is very old, and if I bounce up and down, don't be weird, but if I bounce up and down, sometimes the bobbleheads might bobble a little.
The funny thing is, I did that, it was like 2 months ago. I had come here, I was doing, cleaning and stuff, and I went upstairs to the second story of the original house. And I was like, I just want to test it out. And I jumped up and down, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Because things started, it was just like shaking a little. I was like, this is scary.
This house has been standing for 177 years. It ain't going anywhere. Your little butt isn't going to make that thing move.
No, I got a big butt, and that's okay. But yeah, there's always a first for everything. That's the way I look at everything. It's like, oh, yeah, they get hurricanes here. Oh, the house has been standing all this time. Well, you know what? There's always a first for everything.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, there's been some doozies that have come through here, and she still stood afterwards. So
yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, because there's so many structures here that are still in great condition. So it's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of so many structures, there's, according to Leo Contreras, let me get to that.
Leo?
There's 555,878 people watching right now. So listen.
That's up from last week. It was
little.
426,000.
Yeah, just
right?
a little.
Right.
We're growing. I mean, what do you want from me?
Right.
But there's got to be one of you, at least, that knows the answer to this question. I want to research the history behind this property. We were talking about this over the weekend. We took a drive to Greenville.
Right.
And that's about an hour and 15 minutes from us. Jimmy, hey, look me up. I'm right down the road. But on that trip, we talked about that. I want to learn. I don't really care as much about the people. I know that sounds weird, but I care more about the structure itself. When was it built? When was this done? When was that done? If you know how to research that kind of stuff, put it in the comment section, because I want to know. I want to know how to do that. And I don't think it's as simple as a 23andMe. Obviously, that's nothing like what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying. You want to find out about your family history, 23andMe can help you out with that. But anyway, yeah, it's been an eventful week because we have finally started work in the fish room. And I know that might seem ridiculous. Like, wait a minute, John, you've been here a month. It's been a month now. Well, Saturday, it'll be a month.
I don't know. I lost track of time.
You've been here 2 weeks. This undertaking was so massive to be able to move everything, get everything in place, not kill a bunch of fish. It was a huge ordeal.
I'm going to be honest, though.
Oh, no.
It looks like it was more than one rummy nose. Just saying.
Oh.
Now, you may have only found one rummy nose, but there are, I've got my bristlenose Placo, the vampire Placo. I think a few more. We lost a few more than that, but only you saw one casualty. And I'm not mad at him because I understand these things happen, and I understand how rummy nose are. They can be a little hard sometimes. Never been hard for me, but I get it. It was a long move. They got stressed out, and that's probably what happened, because I think I only have like 8 of them in there now. But I've seen nothing, and the Discus are happy, and everybody's happy, and it's like when I water changed, and I didn't find any bodies, but it was probably the Placos.
Well,
that ate them.
I promise you. And Furlow's in here. Whip's World, he's going to be doing family night, so he will he'll be later. But Furlow's in here. He can back me up on this. There was only one.
I believe you. I wasn't saying you lied or anything.
Well, there may have been others that went, and those nasty Discus ate them all up.
It wasn't the Discus, John. Please. Your Oscar jumped out of the tank and went and did it.
He does go from tank to tank to tank, eats up all of the fish, and then jumps back over. It's crazy. But yeah, we finally started work on the fish room, and I've come to the grips with the fact that it's never going to be done, because we're going to get it the way we want it, and then we're going to be like, we should move that over there, and then we should move, and then your new tank is going to come in. If you ever start talking to customer aquariums about it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be evolving. It's always going to be changing. And that's just the way it is. But we're starting to get it straight.
I have to interrupt you for a minute because somebody just came in, and I want to publicly say congratulations to Will Nace.
I watched every second of that video, Will.
That was the best gender reveal ever. I mean, cats and a gender reveal, and Coral's so cute. She really wants a sister. But that was the
that was funny.
Cutest gender reveal. So congratulations, Will and Summer. I can't wait. I'm super excited for you guys. And you know what? I'm not going to say what they're having because y'all need to go watch that video.
You need to go watch it. It's a good video. That is a good way of doing it. Listen, I'm the old man in the room.
Fun.
I get that. Will, I've got kids that are the same age as you. So I understand I'm the old man in the room. Not a big fan of the gender reveal parties. I'm just not. I'm an old man. But that was a cool way of doing it.
And I bet that, what was it? I don't know. It was probably a 15-minute long video. I don't remember. I watched it all, but I'm sure it probably took 8 hours. I mean, that was a lot of, That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
You know a video's good when you don't even realize how long it is.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, Will.
Awesome.
We'll be seeing Will in a couple of months here, I think. I'm assuming he's going. He'll be the tallest guy there at Aquashella if you're going. I don't think he's missed an Aquashella. Let me get to this real quick, because Sharon Marie said, go to the county clerk's office. There's a real estate part of that office. You can research there. I worked for the county clerk's office in Kentucky.
Oh,
that's a place to start. Where's the courthouse? Oh, it's in town. Yeah, I know where it is.
I know where the dump is because I went there one day, and the Dollar General and the Food Lion.
I know where Pizza Hut is. Been there a few times.
But let me tell you, Elizabeth City that's the place to go for us. That's where the closest Walmart is. So Elizabeth City has a pet store, fish store. It's a pet store. It's called Pets Plus. And I was really impressed with how nice their tanks look there. So
I think that's a big chain too.
Oh, is it?
I think it is.
Well, I like that store. I don't know about a chain or anything like that. It's definitely much smaller than Petco or PetSmart. Definitely smaller, but I liked the people were nice. They had plenty of employees. It wasn't like when you go and you go into a store and nobody helps you because they're understaffed, and they were great, really nice.
I'm fighting off a sneeze here. Somebody wants it's Leo. A debate, Oscar versus Discus. What's better?
Discus.
I want to hear this debate. I mean, I don't think either one. I don't think either one is better.
I think for a new person, you're going to want to go with the Oscar because you're going to have less stress. You
No,
just need to
the
have
new
a
person
bigger
should not
tank.
get either because you're not going to have a big enough tank for either one of
I
them.
was getting ready to say before you interrupted me that you just need to make sure you have a big enough tank.
I'm trying very hard to focus on the chat today because we rarely do that, and I want to do. Somebody said, "Did you switch sides?" Yeah, because I'm going to demonstrate this again because I know there's 61,384 people watching right now. You probably weren't watching earlier when I explained this. Lisa and she's sitting to my right. She's usually across from me, so it's not an issue. But if I turn to talk to her and she turns to talk to me, if you look at, if I was swapped to the other side, I'd be looking off the screen and that would look silly. So now if we turn to look at each other, we're actually looking at each other.
Yeah.
That's why we switched it. I'm not explaining that again. Yes, plecos do eat fish, Caitlin. They are catfish. Not all of them eat fish, but they are also opportunistic. And if there is a dead carcass on the substrate of a tank, they will eat it. They will eat on it. And this is why plecos get blamed.
For killing
They
fish,
killed my
yeah.
tetras. No, they didn't. Your tetra died and your pleco is sitting there devouring its slime coat. That's what's happening there. It didn't kill anything. Pets Plus are independent owned pet stores. Okay.
Oh.
But
Okay.
still a chain. So it's like a franchise then. Okay. That
Okay.
makes it very different from a PetSmart, Petco, at least I think. But
Because I feel like I went in one before. I thought I went in one, I thought it was Charlottesville. I could be wrong. I thought
well,
there
that's
was
Virginia.
one.
So who cares about that?
Oh,
Charlotte.
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville is in Virginia.
Yeah, I think I went into one there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, but we don't talk about that anymore because we don't live in Virginia anymore.
Oh, but still.
Officially, finally, yes. Let's see what we can find in here. But yeah, I haven't been to that Pets Plus yet. I went to Lowe's and Walmart yesterday in Elizabeth City, and then you went back today. But the reason why I went to those two places was, for one, I had to buy some hose to fix my two big tanks. Stay tuned to this Sunday's video if you want to see that. I had a couple of hoses break. They're older, and the hose that Custom Aquariums uses is a very rigid hose, and it works great, but it does not like to be detached from its fittings. So it's like you put it in and then you leave it alone. And if you have to move it, if you have to disconnect it, it can get a little squirrely. And I had two of them get broken. And so I went and bought some hose for that. And I also bought 15 bags of sand.
Yep.
Take a wild guess what that is for. I'm excited about that because I am so sick of seeing that tank in the condition that it's in.
Mm-hmm.
Just like John says, if you don't like Oscars, hey, if you don't like them, you're the one with the problem, not me. There's a lot more nasty things I could say. Not able to come to Aquashella this year in Dallas. Wish there was one in Arizona or California. I would love to meet you, and thank you for all your helpful info. Well, we sure would love to meet you too. I've been trying to, and I'm going to stop because we don't live there anymore. But I was trying for years to campaign to Aquashella to get them to do a Washington, D.C. Aquashella.
Yeah.
Now I think they need to do it in Charlotte. That's where they need.
Yeah.
Or Raleigh. Raleigh would be better. Charlotte's
Yeah.
5 hours away from us, but
Yeah, Raleigh would be good.
Raleigh would be
Yeah,
perfect.
Raleigh would be good.
But, you know, they did introduce Orlando last year, which was a success, enough of a success to where they did it again this year. You know, maybe they'll start adding them.
If they want to do like a place for vacationing for people to go to as well, then maybe the Outer Banks. That's not that far.
Hey, look at that. Good idea. Nag's Head, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe a little kitty hawk going on there?
Kitty hawk. Yeah, kitty hawk.
That would be, I think that's a great idea. Perhaps we should call Sean
You
and
should call him right now.
discuss that with him and say, hey, everybody wants one in the Outer Banks. Everybody wants one. All we got to get is 2 or 3 people to say that, and then we can say everybody wants one. Huge sandbox. No, it is going to be for the soon-to-be sandbox in my 360 gallon. I'm going to start the process of washing it tomorrow and hopefully putting it in immediately. I'm going to introduce it slow. I'm not in a hurry to do anything. And I'm going to do a mixture of gravel. Got a whole bag of gravel out there already. Didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think that was mine.
It's mine now. I've claimed it. And so, yeah, that's the plan with the 360. I also really want to redecorate it, rescape it. But
You mean put the wood over a little?
It's not centered right now. Yeah, but Eric Furlow's...
Your scaping is moving the wood to the left a little bit.
In that tank, it doesn't really matter because the daggone fish moving around all over the place. Eric Furlow's ornate biker, Draco is his name. He is a gorgeous little guy, and I got footage of him, which will be in this video coming up on Sunday.
He's so pretty.
There's also going to be something I've decided. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I told her because, you know, she's the boss, but there's something in this Sunday's video that has never happened on our channel before.
Oh boy.
It's something that I was messing around and just said, you know what? I'm going to put it in there and we're going to see what happens. People are either going to make fun of me or, you know, I'm going to get, who knows? It's going to be fun. I expect people to make fun of me because it is kind of a joke. But it's interesting. It's going to be fun. But there is finally some footage of Furlow's ornate biker in there. I keep calling it Furlow's because he gave that fish to me. Like a madman, he drove up here from Florida and brought that fish to me. And he is a striking little guy, but he hides all the time. You sold me a hider, or you didn't sell it. You gave me a hider, Furlow. So I'm thinking about taking that tree trunk out of there to take away his hiding spot because he's too gorgeous to be hidden like that. So anyway, let's see what we can come up with. Aquashella, California, West Coast. You know what?
That's a long plane ride.
I do not have any inside information. None whatsoever. A lot of people have said Vegas. That's too close to Dallas. Like, why would you do that? Southern California, I do think would be, and I know
I love San Diego.
That's not very far from Vegas, but I think the main thing with Vegas is people could make it a destination thing. It's cheap to fly there.
Yeah, that is true. But California is pretty daggone nice too, like Oceanside, and that's pretty.
I mean, I'll go wherever they have them because I think they're a blast, and I look forward to them no matter where they are. The next one is in Dallas in August. Looking forward to that, and hopefully all of you, all 384,000 people that are watching right now, hopefully you can all get over there to that. It's going to be tons and tons of fun. I missed a couple of these here real quick, and I want to get to them because this one was real early before the stream even started. Cal and Shepard, have you ever considered doing a reef tank? Just curious. I've done a reef tank, and I was terrible at it.
He lost his fish.
I killed them all, and I killed the. I didn't kill the fish. I did lose the fish. For 6 months, I lost the fish. There's a video about it, or it's a live stream. I can't remember, but I talked about it. The tank that I had, which I gave to a friend, had the sump in the back of the tank, and the fish jumped in there, and he was in there for 6 months. And I mean, it's hard to look down into that to see that the fish was down in there, and he was all the way down at the bottom. I was doing like 100% water change in the tank, and that's when I found his little butt back there, a little clownfish, and he was perfectly fine after that, still alive to this day. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, he learned his lesson, I guess. But reef tanks are amazing. I will say something that I'm probably not supposed to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's going to be fun. We were supposed to be doing in Aquashella, Dallas. I was supposed to be on stage with Jake Adams, and we were going to do a salt versus fresh debate. And
that would have been fun.
That was going to be a bloodbath because Jake is one of the smartest people I've ever talked to in my entire life. And he was going to wipe the floor with me, but it was all going to be done in fun. We weren't going to be, angry at each other because I love reef tanks and he loves freshwater tanks.
Yeah.
So it's not like we were going to get up there at each other's throats, but it was going to be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do it. Not in Dallas. There is still hope that we might be able to do it in Chicago, but Jake's not going to be there in Dallas. He has another show that he has to do. And I think he's actually like part of the show. Like he owns part of the show.
Oh, it's
so
out of the country too, isn't it?
It's in Australia, I think Sean said. So yeah, we have to, we're not going to be able to do that in Dallas, but hopefully we can do that in Chicago. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll be a mess going up there. I don't get nervous for things like that.
He's a really nice guy, and I think you guys did a great job on your collaboration video.
He is an awesome guy. I adore that guy, but he's so much smarter than me. I'm just afraid he'll embarrass me with all of his smartness. I really think he will.
Well, it wouldn't be like on purpose. It's just It would happen.
I think what I would end up doing is I would I'll just whenever we do that, I'll just basically concede the debate to him right off the bat. Okay, Jake, you won. So now let's have some fun and talk about this. That way there's no competition. But anyway,
well, you gotta represent the freshwater though.
Oh, I will. Of course I will. But Jake is intimidating. He's very, very smart. I forgot Beffernilly became a member 2 minutes before the stream started. Welcome to the team. Hopefully you're still here. Be sure to join us on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We may have moved, but we're still in the East.
Yeah.
What are you huffing and puffing over?
I just saw something, and I'm skipping over everybody. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I apologize. We'll get to you, promise. But Evan Rifkin super chatted, hey, John and Lisa, looks like Leslie and I are going to be parents. It'll be our first. Any advice? I know a shockingly little amount about babies. LOL. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so excited for you guys.
That's super exciting. Advice, get your sleep now.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about when the child is a baby and they get up in the middle of the night and they're crying. Believe it or not, that doesn't bother you. That will not bother you because that's your child and you just immediately want to go help out. At least that's the way I was. But for the rest of your life, you will not sleep anymore because you'll always be worried about that child, which is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, and don't be an idiot like me. There's a lot of things I do, Evan. We've talked in person. You know me by now. Just don't be like me, because what I do is I watch a lot of true crime.
Oh. And
it's so dumb because it's always stories about this 18-year-old boy, this 23-year-old girl, and these are all we have kids this age, and I don't know why I do that to myself. So stay away from true crime. Get your sleep now. And just love that child no matter what it is.
Enjoy every minute of it because it goes so quick.
Oh God, that is so true. It's ridiculous. We celebrated our last graduation from high school 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
And he leaves next month to go to boot camp.
it really does feel like 2 weeks ago I was standing in your driveway at Bloomsbury, and I was like, damn, this chick is hot. It seems like 2 weeks ago.
And CJ was like 4. He was a little guy.
He was 5.
No, he was 4 because he still went to Kids Station. Preschool. I know this. The memory came back.
Maybe Kenzie was 5. Who knows? He was really young.
My Facebook memories came back. I know these things. I keep up with it from Facebook memories.
Let's see. Stephanie McGettigan, I really hope I'm saying that right, is a 2-month member now. That is awesome. Congratulations. Awesome. And thank you for the support. Joe Provenzano became a member. Welcome to the team, along with Misfits, Reptiles, and Aquatics. But that's a re-up because he's got the fancy orange badge next to his name. So he's not a new member, but still a member. So thank you for that. Nate's Aquatics also became a member. Welcome to the team. Furloughs said bobbleheads, bobbleheads. Bobbling. Okay. Hi, I'm a professional. Bobbling bobbleheads. Say that 5 times really fast. I tried and failed. Well, I just did, and I also failed. So
let me try it. Bobbling bobbleheads, bobbling bobbleheads, bobbling bobbleheads, bobbling bobbleheads, bobbling bobbleheads. I did it.
This is why I married her, because she can say bobbling bobbleheads.
I had to use my fingers to count, though.
The thing I miss the most, yeah, there's the kids and my family and all of that, but I really miss going to Nats games and getting bobbleheads. They are really bad right now. The team is terrible right now, but that's okay. I really don't care about that. I would still go.
I miss Chipotle.
Yeah, we don't have a Chipotle. We don't have a Chipotle or Chick-fil-A.
Or Sheetz. There's a Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth City.
That's a long way. That's probably not as far away as we were from one in King George. But got my new metal rack that has 3 40 gallons, 2 29 gallons, 2 20-gallon long. Okay, I'm confused. I'm going to start over again. No disrespect for Christopher Scott. This one, I've start over. Got my new metal rack that has 3 40 gallons, 2 29 gallons, and 2 20-gallon longs. This replaced what fell and broke on the last wood rack. Those metal racks are nice. I'm buying a bunch of them. Real soon.
The funny thing is, we were at Lowe's buying metal racks, and we came out. I'm standing at on the side of Lowe's with all of these racks in a box, waiting for him to pull up with the truck. And this guy stops and says, I'm trying to sell like 100 of those. And I'm like, oh, nice to know now.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know.
Where were you 30 minutes ago?
30 minutes ago. Where were you at?
But no, that's cool. The metal racks are nice, and those are super strong. If you got there's a bunch of brands, Cobalt, Husky, the big black metal ones. Those are super strong. I've got 6 of those, and yeah, I mean you can park a Volkswagen on them and they won't fall. So, Melissa Jeswald says, "How is the catio coming, Lisa? What catio?"
I'm building a catio out of the pallets. I know exactly where it's going to go to, on the back of my she shed.
We don't even have any pallets right now. I've been throwing them away.
Oh, I didn't know you did that.
I'll start keeping them.
It's going to be coming along, but I've got other stuff I've got to do first. But that's going to be a fun project when I get to save the pallets up and you don't throw them away.
It's overwhelming, everything that we have right now.
A lot of other stuff.
I do think that once we get the fish room in order and get the beta system done and all of that, I think that it's, we'll be able to do other projects like that. But right now it's a struggle. And that's not a complaint, but, getting it all in and all of that.
I'm excited about some of the stuff we're doing in the fish room this weekend. Like, I completely changed my vision of something I wanted to do in the beta room. It's not just, the beta racks for the betas. That, I've got some of my own personal tanks, my nano tanks. And so I'm combining two things I love with this project. I don't want to give it away, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to look amazing. And there's even going to be a piece of history from this house that's going to be involved. So I'm super excited to be able to reuse something that is historical in this project and combine my love of two things. So I guess that's basically what it is.
That's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited to watch you do it while I film you. Don't cut that clip. That would be weird. Silver Panda WS6. Hey, quick question. I have two Oscars, both gotten when they were very little. Mm. They've been fine with each other until last month. The bigger one has been really beating up on the smaller one. What do I do? This is one of those scenarios where there really isn't a magic trick that's going to solve that problem. There's not a thing that can be done other than separation. Not with South American cichlids. I mean, they can be jerks. They can not be jerks, and then sometimes they can be big jerks. I happen to have three that get along very well right now, not putting a scratch on each other. However, tomorrow that could all change. And I know that, and I'm prepared for that. If that happens, I'm going to start moving things around, and we got to do what we got to do. I know that's not what you want to hear. Silver Panda, I know you want me to say, oh, all you got to do is change to this food and it'll fix. No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. If you want to hold on to both of them, you're probably going to be best to find a way to separate them. I know that sucks. But that's kind of what we have to deal with in this hobby. This is why a lot of South Central American cichlid keepers will have one fish in each tank. I don't like that. I mean, for me, I don't like that. If somebody does that, I'm not saying they're bad. I don't mean it that way. I just mean, for me personally, I don't want a tank with only one fish in it. So I take the risk. And I take that on, and I know it could go wrong, but if it does, I'm prepared. So
I have a question for somebody in chat. Zen Ginger, are you going to Aquashella this year?
Doesn't she live where Aquashella is?
Yes, but there was last year she wasn't able to go due to some unfortunate circumstances. And I was just wondering if she's going this year, because it may depend on if she's going, if I go. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. But I'd go to meet you.
I know you're going. Folks, I am going to force this woman to go because you only missed one. You've only missed one.
I missed Orlando. But I feel like I was just there. That's the thing. We just went to Orlando.
I will not answer the "Where's Lisa?" question 742 times again. I will not do that. It's either you go by yourself or I don't, or you go with me. I'll stay home because ain't nobody going to ask you, oh, where's John? They're going to be like, oh, thank God you're here.
No.
That's how it's going to be.
No, I got asked where you were at the Keystone Clash.
Yeah, whatever. Just people just trying to start conversation with you. Fish fan 20 gallon long. My green alien beta Dixie says to everyone, hey, y'all. Aww. I know how to read that. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart there. She's doing great and has been growing and enjoying resting on Christmas moss. Thanks.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
I love hearing that.
Evan Rifkin's amazing announcement there is under that. So happy for you, my friend. Daniken Aquatics. Cichlid Keeper Dream Triple Crown in a little over a month. Oh, yeah, clearing some tanks, getting ready for some. Where is that? I know he's in, like, Oregon.
Wait, what?
Or Washington. He's way up there in
I was
Daniken.
reading. Oh, yeah, he's in Portland, Oregon.
But where is that Dream Triple Crown? Because isn't there another
Kentucky?
thing?
I think it's Kentucky, right? Triple
Is that
Crown?
the same one?
It's in Kentucky, I believe. Oh.
That's where they brought the 3 shows together, right?
Hmm?
I don't remember what the 3 were, but yeah, that's cool. Where's Lisa at, John? Right there. She's right there. Right there. But not only is she, am I pointing to her on the screen, but also like, here's my finger. She's right there. See her? Right
I should
there.
bite it. So the Zen Ginger said there's about a 90% chance I'm not going. Guess I'm not going either.
Oh, yes, you are.
But then Stephen P said, well, I'm going to Dallas again, Lisa, if that makes any difference. Well, we'll see, Stephen. It's going to depend on if you bring your wife, because I'd like to meet Jenna.
Welcome to my world, Stephen P. Because it's always, is Lisa going to be there? That's what I always hear all the time. It hurts my feelings because nobody likes me. Everybody likes her. Furloughs Aquatics, that biker hid for the first month I had him. Then all of a sudden he was a camera hog. See, that's good to know. It's been about a month that I've had him. So maybe that'll happen.
Yeah.
I have noticed him coming out more, but it's one of those things where I'll grab my camera and I go up to him and then he runs away. And I'm like, you little rascal. But
I've seen him once. Besides when you showed him to me, Eric, I saw him like one time. He came out for just a second and just darted right back underneath of there real quick. I was like, ah.
Yeah, and I did see there was one occasion, and I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't have a camera on me, where he laid right next to the other 2. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is why you have them. And I ran across the room to get my phone, and he didn't do that anymore. The other 2 are like my chihuahuas. They're always together. They're always right there. But then he's off doing his own thing. But what I do see more now is our common pleco, because he usually hides behind the log.
Yeah.
But now that the biker's back there, I think the biker's like, hey, this is mine now, Jack. Get out. And so I see the common pleco a lot. Stephen P said, OMG, hi. That was like, well, it was only 10 minutes ago. Melissa Jeswald, congratulations on the move. Here's the broken lid fund. Hey, I have an interesting bit of news on that. Did I say this last week? I don't know.
Remember,
I'm trying not to sneeze.
I found out the lids were mine that I threw away.
Yeah. I'm really trying real hard not to sneeze. Okay, listen. I don't mean to offend anyone that has this condition, but when I sneeze, I temporarily I develop Tourette's syndrome. It happens every time I sneeze, and it's bad. I sneeze, and then I immediately yell out the most vulgar, horrible. I don't care where we are.
It's a bad word,
and it's usually starts with an F and then an S, sometimes even a C. I mean, it gets bad because I hate sneezing so much. So it's achoo. I scream. It's a reflex now. I really don't want to do that on camera, so I'm trying to fight this.
I had a word of the day every time we moved. Every time we moved. Every time we loaded up a U-Haul and drove here and had to unload it, I had a word of the day. It was a 4-letter word, and it was bad. Not even going to say what it started with, because I don't want to do that in case there's children watching. They'll know which one I'm talking about.
That's why I don't want to sneeze, because I don't want to offend the children. But the lid thing, I did figure out, I think I said this last week, so I'm not going to go into great detail. I did find out, I found some lids, which is a good thing. So on my 240s, the only one I'm missing is one of the little flapper lids, the little ones. Mm-hmm. I'm missing one of those. And then on my 360, I'm missing one entire section. So the whole thing. And then I think one of the flappers. But one of the big pieces that I'm holding up in last week's thumbnail is big enough for me to cut it and make a flapper out of it. And I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow, and we're going to film it, and we're going to see what happens. And either way, it will end up in Sunday's video, whether it works or not. This is 1/4-inch thick glass.
It's super thick.
I have cut 1/8-inch glass a lot of times, and it's, every once in a while you slip and it doesn't work. But I've never cut 1/4-inch glass. A little nervous, but when we'll see what happens. And if I'm able to successfully cut it, then all I'll need is one whole section for the 360.
But what I want to know is whether you successfully cut it or not. Are you going to show that in the video?
Yes.
Ah.
Listen, our channel has been, and this may be a mistake, but our channel has been very, how do you want to say it? A very by the book, very black and white, very like regimented, no candid stuff. Not very much. I mean, the bulk of our videos are
Edited,
scripted,
yeah.
produced, kind of like A-roll, And I'm trying, like the one clip that I'm going to put in Sunday's video, it's going to be the opening clip to the video, and it's either going to make you love me or hate me. It's something I would have never done a year ago because our channel we were on point with everything, but I'm trying to open things up and show a little bit more personality without getting offensive and stuff like that. And that's one of those things, if it doesn't work, hey, I just showed you the way not to do it.
Yeah,
if it does work,
that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, you're showing people your mistake or your, what you wasn't a mistake. Something you did correctly, and you want to share that so maybe you can help people save money in the future and time and all that. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. So stay tuned.
Well, and I am going to be cutting glass, 1/8-inch glass, on the Money Pit channel. I bought the glass already.
Oh yeah.
That's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be in the fish videos because I'm going to be fixing windows. So that'll be one of the first videos that comes out on the Money Pit channel after we do the tour of the house. But we have to get the boxes unpacked.
You guys, I am stressing and just like so. It's crazy how many boxes there are. And it's funny because there were like 3 big moves. Like there was a lot of moves, but there were like 3 that really stood out. And the staging area basically for the moves were, to put the boxes and stuff was the main living room, the bigger room, because it was right there. It was easy to throw it in there and not walk it all over the house, just throw it all there and move on. So we would do that, and then I would put the boxes, I'd go back and put them in their designated areas to where they're supposed to go, and then we'd bring a whole nother U-Haul. And then the living room's filled up again. And then I've got to go do the exact same thing. By the time the 3rd one came, I was just like, oh, this living room is never going to be empty of boxes. It's just never going to be empty of boxes. And then I went back down and I had to, I brought the van back with a bunch of just, it was stuff that I don't even talk about it. So it's like, we have all this stuff, and I feel like I've already done so much unpacking and so much stuff that it's like, I'm done. There are boxes. I opened it up and I'm like, I need to find out where the Goodwill is or the whatever place to donate stuff is, because I decided I don't need it. I really don't need it. So I just want to donate it somewhere and not deal with it. That's how I feel.
I'm researching something here because I want to kind of make a point. Okay. If you want to know what it sounds like when I sneeze.
Oh, boy.
If you're an HBO subscriber, or if you happen to own this series on DVD, Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 3, Episode 10, titled The Grand Opening. If you go to the 26 minute and 40 second mark That's what it sounds like in my house when I sneeze, because it goes bad. And if you're offended by foul language, don't watch that because it is bad. But I could watch that 100 times and pee my pants laughing every single time. One of the best shows ever made. So anyway, Conmite, hello. Can neon tetras be paired with a male beta? Hit or miss? But that's a question for you.
Yeah. I mean, neon tetras are either going to live or they're going to die anyways. So I would say, depending on the beta you have, if it's a friendly beta or a more aggressive beta, it is hit or miss. So
somebody asked, did I tell Lisa that you had Jasper in the house?
I knew
when
about
she was
Jasper.
Gone?
I knew.
Yeah, she knew.
Because I would be here sometimes and he would let Jasper in. And I'm like, that is so cruel because we're going to bring all of our cats here. And then Jasper's not going to be allowed back in. And that's mean because it isn't just Jasper. There's Gerald too. And, you know, so altogether we have 7 cats. Love them. And it's so funny because Jasper and Gerald will walk to the fish house when we go there to, like, you know, do stuff in there. And I have 2 cats in there. And
you'll see them on Sunday.
Carl and baby Kitty. And they're so adorable. And it's funny because Carl will put his little paws up and look out the porch. And then Jasper will put her head up and look in. And they look at each other. It's so adorable. And I think Jasper would get along with them. But because we're still just, you know, moving in here and stuff, I haven't taken Jasper and Gerald to the vet yet. I want to take them to get checked out, and immediately I need to get Gerald fixed because he is a very he's a very strong boy.
He's packing heat.
He needs to get fixed big time. I mean, I can't even believe that but I've got to get him fixed. Thankfully, Jasper is fixed, so he hangs out here with her, and it's not, you know, he's not out wandering the fields.
Our house, if you were to look at it from up top, it's like a horseshoe shaped, and the center is concrete. It's like a concrete patio, and Gerald and Jasper lay on that all day.
Yeah.
Now, the heat is here. The heat has come, and it is hot. I love it.
I keep them just very hydrated and a lot of wet food, and, you know, just make sure they have shelter. And
it's funny, as the sun goes over the house, the shadows on the concrete patio move,
and the cats move with
the cats move with the shadow. It's the funniest thing. But, you know, the concrete's a little cooler, and they lay on that, and that's where they hang out. So that's their home.
I definitely want to get them tested, make sure they don't have anything that could give to our cats and so on. That way, if, you know, there's interaction, or, you know, they have to come in for some reason, like, you know, when Gerald has his surgery and needs to be
to remove that heat.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they're vaccinated, you know, their rabies shots, and they don't have, like, the feline leukemia or the FIV. So
Rare Bruh asked, hey guys, a question for John. Finally I get one. I hope to one day have an Oscar in his own tank. What size tank would you recommend? Please don't say a 350.
Oh,
now you might, no, that's American currency. So you meant 350 gallon. No, listen, I'm going to be straight up with you. I think the absolute perfect world scenario for Oscars is a 125 gallon tank. I think that is perfect world. It's not so big that you have to take out a second mortgage for it or work a second job to get it. You know, they're expensive, but they're not like a 350. They're not so big that it's going to just completely dominate your entire house like my 360 would if you put it in your living room. And they're accessible. You can go to PetSmart and buy a 125 gallon, or Petco. You're not going to get them on the $1 a gallon sale, but they're easy to get. You can pick them up cheap on Craigslist. That is the perfect world scenario for an Oscar. Can you get away with a 75? Yeah.
But
I mean,
realistically, you're going to have an Oscar and you're going to be like, I want another one.
or I
don't
want to get a blood parrot or a Jack Dempsey.
I don't want my Oscar alone. So you might as well get a 125.
Yeah,
If
125
you
is
can,
perfect.
If you can.
I've said it a million times. I go back and forth between 240 gallon and 125 gallon as my favorite size aquarium. I love the 240s that I have. They're the identical size, the identical footprint, both of them, 30 inches tall, 6 feet wide, 24 inches deep. I love that size, but that's a big giant tank. I mean, you got to basically build your house around a tank like that. But a 125, like I said, it's so versatile. There's so many things you can do. It's not too big to completely change things up down the road and say, you know what, I want to do a heavily planted angel tank. You can do that in a 125 and it'll be amazing. Or you can just have an Oscar with a couple of friends in there for their whole life, and you are doing the right thing. And he just said that is absolutely doable. There you go. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when her and I got together and we moved in together, and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm getting an aquarium. That's not how I said it. I was like, can I please have an aquarium? Because I really like them.
And I did not expect one that big.
I bought a 125 gallon off of Craigslist. I still have it. It is your Discus tank. Her Discus tank is the tank that I bought when her and I first met.
Yep.
Well, when we first moved in together. And I bought the entire thing. There was a canister filter. I don't remember. I think it was an Eheim. I don't remember. Lights, lids, heaters, stand, complete. Like, take it from this guy's house, put it in my house, fill it up with water, plug it in, and it's ready to go. And it was $400. Now that's a lot, but for 125 gallon, it's a pretty daggone good price. I think if you go to Petco and buy one now, I don't think they have them online. Even the prices, but I'm gonna check right now for you, because that's just what I do. No, they don't have them. They don't have them listed online. I think they're like $350 just for the tank, but maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Oh, all right.
Brand new, you know.
Yeah. I was just, I saw a comment I was going to respond to. Stephanie McGettigan had said, absolutely, my baby has F5E. She's perfect. And I wanted to respond to that because I do have an F5E cat. It's Mama Cat. She's the one that I rescued with the 5 kittens, and she had to have her eye removed and all that. And she has come around so much. We had kept Reno for her to have as, a companion since she was FIV positive, and I've had him checked more recently just to be on the safe side, because he was negative when he was like 6 months old. So I had him rechecked and he's still negative. So they haven't, she's not bit him or anything like that to pass it along. But I even introduced, it took a while. For like a year, I would gradually introduce her to honey, and they got along, and they, Reno and her get along, and now here they're able to live together, and they sleep together, and they eat together, and it's fine. I researched and talked to the veterinarian about it, and they're perfectly fine together. My biggest thing is having a cat that I don't know very well, having it and coming in, and then there'd be a bunch of fighting, something like that. At least if a cat doesn't have it and they get in a fight with your cat, you don't have to worry about a disease getting, transferred to them or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base on that.
75-gallon tank with stand with glass tops was on sale for $320 holiday sale. Yeah, and that's just the tank. You still have to buy the filtration and the heaters and all of the lights. So that's why I'm saying $400 for a 125 complete setup. That was a good daggone deal. And he actually was selling that because he had an arowana in it, and upgraded to an 8-foot tank. And he took me in the house and showed me his 8-foot tank, and I was like, oh, it was glorious. His arowana was like over 2 feet. It was
Wow.
it was amazing.
All right, go lay down.
Paul McCartney, congratulations on the move. Hope you're settling in nicely.
Oh.
Nicely, slowly, but nicely. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, and you know what? Today is, speaking of Paul McCartney, because he is over there with the Queen. She celebrated 70 years of being in reign.
70 years. Good
I think
grief.
she's the longest reigning person too. I like stuff like that. I love historical stuff, and I love like things that are even going on outside of our country. I think it's awesome.
Certainly. Kevin and Lisa, how old would you say a 4-inch Oscar is?
Let's see.
I've never bred Oscars.
Yeah, but you know what? We've bred African cichlids, and we know how it's hard to say how old something is because it depends on how often you feed them and how often you water change them. They're going to grow at a different rate depending on how you take care of them and raise them. So I would say Oscars are probably very similar.
Yeah, and I mean, just taking a wild guess here. I don't know if it's Kevin or Lisa, or if both of you are sitting there. If so, that's pretty cool. I'm going to take a wild guess and say 6 to 8 months. That might be that might be pushing it a little bit. I mean, they might be a year. I don't know, but bred properly and raised properly, I think you may. I don't know. I'm going to say 8 months. I'm going to go with the longer one. 8 months probably.
Well, yeah,
There you go.
that makes sense.
Cal and Shepard, again, you are both my favorite fish personalities. This guy's too good to us.
Aw, thank you.
That's too nice of you. Thank you so much for that. We try. I mean,
Yeah, we
it's-
just kind of sit in the same room together and talk to you guys while we're together. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is us.
that's a show, you know. I've heard don't watch it though because it makes you cry.
It's a great show. I've never watched it. Speaking of shows, I'm so freaking mad right now. I have been watching a show for like, it's been a while, several months, because I don't have time to watch anything. So like at night, I'll sit down and watch like an episode of Downton Abbey. Right? Did I say that? It was Downton Abbey. Yeah. And I got into this show, but it wasn't a show that I was like dying to watch all the time, but I'm invested in it, you know? So I'm on, it's like on season 4, episode 9, I guess. Went to go watch it yesterday on Netflix. It's gone. They stopped airing it on May 31st. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that really bothers me that they did that. Like, they could have asked.
The same thing happened to me, except I was not in the middle of watching a show. I decided to watch a show again for the second time all the way through. There's a few shows, Curb Your Enthusiasm being one of them, Sopranos, Breaking Bad. I think I've watched the entire Breaking Bad series 4 times, I think. And I could watch it again right now. And it's just the best show that's ever been made. But another show that I'm a massive fan of, and you were a massive fan of, and it was an amazing show, Sons of Anarchy. I started watching again.
Yeah.
I started thinking, we moved down here to the country. We lived in the country before, but we're in the country now. And I started thinking, yeah, you know, the streets are not as crazy around here. Maybe I could entertain the idea of another motorcycle. And so I'm like, well, let me talk to Jax Teller and see what's going on there. And so I started that up again. And
it's so funny you
a great
say that.
series.
I was telling Kenzie today, coming back from Elizabeth City, that Route 17 stretch. I'm like, man, I feel like this road's going to give me a ticket. And I haven't had a speeding ticket in a long time, at least 10 years. I'm like, I feel like this road is going to take the grandma driving out of me.
This Is Us even made Furlough cry.
Oh.
See, and that's the thing. Why watch a show that everyone says is really sad. It's like, oh, you should definitely watch Marley and Me. Like, why would anybody say that? Like,
I've never watched it.
Oh, well, don't.
Oh.
It's a great movie, but also, I'm not going to spoil it. Danikin said it is in Kentucky, and it's now 4 clubs. So it's not the Triple Crown. It's the Quad Crown. Cichlids, rainbows, killies, and guppies. Everyone always asks, where's Danny when I stream? I mean, welcome to my world. But no, that's cool. I mean, in Kentucky. Kenny, are you still in here? I mean, when was the last time he popped up? I'm interested to know. Yeah, he's still here. Where is it in Kentucky? Is it like Louisville? I'd like to see how far away. That's a month from now. I mean, I don't know that we would make it to something like that, but be fun. Why not?
You never know. Maybe we might pop in. We're not making any promises, and we might just pop in. You never know.
I mean, we're far from Kentucky. It's not like we're closer to Kentucky now than we were. I think we're actually farther away from Kentucky now than we were. So I don't even know why I would say that. But anyway.
I had a question. Okay, Amanda Baker asked, how did all your plants handle the move so far, Lisa?
Oh, here we go. Let me go ahead and just take a break.
Most of them have handled it very well. I had a few, some of them got a little sad during the move. Some of the, the ends got broke off here and there. But they're coming back. They're coming back. They're not doing too bad. I do have a plant of the day. This is a plant that I don't know what it is. And I might need some help. I do need some help. I have no idea what this plant is, but there's about, 3 million of them being grown around my house. And it's this. I took it, or I had my daughter sneak it out of the field. I don't know can you see it, John? Do you guys know what this is? Is it just a weed, or is it a plant? Is it a watermelon plant or sweet potato plant?
Doing a good job of letting the neighbors know what we're up to here.
What? I'll put it back.
This is my plant of the day. It's a Mexican plant, and comes from Mexico.
No, it came from the breeder.
It comes from Chihuahua, Mexico.
Anyways, if you could just let me know what you think it is, that would be great.
Yeah. Anyway, it is Louisville. Let's see how far we are from Louisville, and I'll be able to instantaneously give you an answer of whether or not we can go. Although it would be fun.
Ooh.
11 hours.
What?
Not going to do that.
Are you serious?
I mean, we could.
Is that from here?
Yeah. 11 hours.
Why is it up? I thought it was to the side.
That's why I said we moved farther away from Louisville. We moved 3 hours farther away.
It would be West Virginia.
No, that's definitely Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, that's a long way. I'll say this: we won't be driving there. My days of driving 11 hours are no, they're just not. They're not happening anymore. I mean, if we rented a real fancy truck like we did for the aquatic experience, maybe I would consider it. But no, I ain't driving 11 hours. That's bananas.
Whips World said at Lisa KG Tropicals, the lake pictures were fantastic. Thank you. I think it's actually a pond. It's not a lake. It is a pond. And this pond is going to be my new escape place, probably. I'm going to go there, and I will be taking duckweed. And I don't care. Collecting, maybe? It's called collecting. I'll be collecting duckweed from that pond, because there's duckweed everywhere. I can't wait. Sticks and wood and whatever I want, I'll be collecting it from there very discreetly.
We went down there. There was this old guy there,
Jimmy,
and he kind of works there. And she was like, what's with all this duckweed? And he goes, duckweed? And he
That
says,
was so funny.
that's not what we call it. That stuff was put in here to feed the ducks. And I said, yeah, duckweed. But it was.
And then I researched the pond. I did a lot of research on that pond because I wanted to know, what was there, safety stuff, and just everything. And guess what? They have an abundance of in that pond.
Snakes.
Duckweed.
Oh, and snakes.
They put it there to feed the ducks. Yeah, we saw snakes too. There were
Didn't
snakes.
see a single duck. Lots of weeds for them, but not a single duck.
Yeah, the snakes were. They were swimming in the water.
We only saw one. He was about 2
It
feet.
was two.
No, it was one.
I thought there was two. Yeah. Anyway.
Rustic Nashville said $20 for the tractor fund.
Ooh.
That first payment's coming up soon,
Thank
thank
you.
you for that. And I hold my breath when I sneeze. I can't do that. I am a violent sneezer, and that's why I get so mad. I get angry. Like if I was in the middle of church, I'd be kicked out because I'd be like, achoo.
I heard that.
I didn't say the real words.
You said it. I heard it. Kyle Friend said, looks like some kind of melon. I wonder if it's the watermelon. Because they said that apparently they grow sweet potatoes, watermelon, peanuts, or cotton. And I'm rooting for watermelon or peanuts. Because I don't like a sweet potato. And what am I going to do with cotton? So.
I bought a Cadillac DTS for 11-hour drives. It's like driving a couch. Yeah, see, now that I could do. And I could do a long drive. I mean, listen, I'm sitting here complaining like I'm not going to drive 11 hours. Furlough just did that. It was probably more than that. And Witsworld just did that to come here to help us. So what kind of a jerk am I? But
very true.
I mean,
That's
if I had
true.
something nice and we had no, like we could take all day,
I think
stop
anything
multiple times.
is better than a U-Haul truck.
Oh, forget it. I ain't driving a U-Haul truck. Aqua Pros is here. What is that? Why is he here?
Fishy business here too.
And look what he's doing. Look, I see what he's doing. I know Mike pretty well. I know
where is he?
what he's doing. He says, new place looks legit.
Oh, that's so funny.
I see what you did there, Mike.
Oh,
You ain't tricking me.
Speaking of legit, we've got to try some new food.
It's right there.
Yeah.
We finally got it. It only took Mike
Yes.
6 months to send it to us.
Yes. We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
We got 3 of them.
I'm
Yep.
excited. I love trying new stuff. I think it'll be awesome. And especially, I like the nano stuff. Oh, I like the nano sinking. And the community slow sinking mixed pellets. And then, of course, you got to have a bottom feeder pellet. That's awesome. I can't wait to try it. Definitely.
We were after Mike for a long time to get him to send that to us. He was supposed to give me some at all 3 Aquashellas last year. He didn't do it. And then this year,
we all
he
get
didn't
busy
do it.
sometimes.
And then, yeah, but I totally get it. I told him, what you have there is to sell, so sell it. Don't give it to me. But
I can't wait to try it. And I am very honest with how I feel about foods. And I mean, it's the same way with like Extreme and the Cats Aquatics snail food. I tried them both. I mean, Extreme, which has been in our life for over 10 years at this point. And then the Cats Aquatic snail food, I just was shocked over, how much the snails and the shrimp love that. So when I feed my fish something and I believe in it wholeheartedly, I am going to share that with everybody. If my fish doesn't like something, I'll be honest about it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be, honest. Like, I'm not trying to hurt a company by saying, oh, their food is crap because my fish don't like it. Well, you know what? Your fish might like it. I just like to speak from experience.
the one thing I can assure you, though, if we love that food, or if our fish love that food,
Yeah.
you'll know because you'll see it on our site.
Yes.
I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
If we like something, if we use it, then we're going to carry it because that's how we do things. So,
Right. There's a food that people comment on their fish liking it a whole lot, and I mean it's a huge seller too.
Rapashi.
No, it's a certain hikari food, and I'm not going to say which one. My fish don't like it. That specific one. I'm not going to say what it is because I know a lot of people, their fish love it, and that's fine. But other hikari foods, my fish love. It's just that one specific one they don't like.
And you're talking about one type of fish.
One type.
It's not.
But it has that fish on the front of it, labeled basically for them to like it, and they don't. Mine don't like it. But
yours don't.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Just because mine don't like it doesn't mean other people's fish won't like it. So that's
we sell a ton of it.
I know.
So people's fish love it, and our fish love it, just not your particular fish. But anyway, Sean Damon, hey there, glad to see you're all moved in. Now time to have fun settling in and getting everything organized. Love watching. Best wishes. Thanks, y'all. That's what this Sunday's video is going to be, is doing a lot of that. And I said that I wasn't going to do that, but I changed my mind. And it's mainly because we have had a difficult time with everything else that we have that we're doing. We've had a difficult time buckling down and getting those regimented produced videos. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of like, okay, well, let's show what we're doing. And that's why the videos have been that way. People seem to have been enjoying them. I mean, they've been doing well for us. The tour walkthroughs and stuff like that. This week is going to be a lot of getting tanks up and running that are not currently up and running. And getting things moved around and doing some repairs and stuff like that is what we're going to be doing in Sunday's video.
Wait.
And like I said, also doing something that you would have never imagined I would ever do in a video. And it's either going to be a huge embarrassment or it's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you for saying that you love watching that, because I'm always afraid to do those kind of videos because they don't seem to do well for us. But you know, seem to be going okay for now. Yeah. Kentucky Mermaid became a member. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
While we're talking about Kentucky.
Right.
League Korean, would it be okay to keep a pearl gourami with a honey gourami? Should be, but I've never done it. Have we? We haven't done those.
No. And speaking of gouramis, Kenzie fell in love with a kissing gourami today. She was like, "Oh, look at the way it's going. Can we get it?" I said, "No."
We don't have anywhere for that to go.
No. But she's like, "It's doing the kissy face." I was like, "No, we're not getting it."
Othi and Shauna, hey y'all, 2 of my angels paired off and had babies. Now they're being buttheads and trying to claim 3/4 of my 55-gallon. Any tips? Congrats on the move. Thank you. Give them their own tank. That's my tip. Allow them to be a breeding pair and do their thing, unless you don't want them to breed. I mean, that's a lot of work for people and you might not feel like dealing with that. Or you may do it for a little while and then get bored of it. Really, you're not going to stop them from doing that. So what you would need to do is separate them, you know, not whether it means getting rid of one, meaning, you know, rehoming it, or setting up a second tank and separating them. You know, there's really no way you're going to be able to be like, hey, you two behave. You know, they're not going to listen to you. We've tried that a lot and they never seem to listen. On the topic, this has to be said, because we don't hide anything from anybody.
Uh-oh. Hold on. I don't want to spit this out.
Well, no, it's nothing you don't know about. In fact, you found it. We had a loss yesterday.
Oh my gosh. It was like, yeah, I had to get the shovel and I had to bury it.
I'm going to tell you.
Because that's what you got to do out here.
61,212 people that are watching us right now. You may look down on me after what I say, what I'm about to say. We had a fish die yesterday and I didn't like it. I didn't like that the fish died. I did not want that to happen, but I was not as brokenhearted as one typically would be when they lose a fish, because this fish has been a problem since the day we got that little bastard.
And you know what? The fish that took care of him is the one that was in the 75 or is it 90 gallon quarantine tank for like 4 or 5 months all by itself because it almost died because of that fish. And he went back and he took care of him.
Well,
he was
you
like,
don't know that.
I watched
I mean, maybe it was.
I watched him come back, and every now and again, he wasn't aggressively mean. He wasn't like how, the dragon blood was. He wasn't like that at all. But he didn't put up with any more crap. He was like,
you see what you did to my eye, punk?
Yeah, his eye never completely, it's not fully, functioning anymore, as far as I can tell. But he's a healthy fish. He looks beautiful still. And he grew. He got bigger in that tank by himself.
Yeah,
and
he did.
He didn't put up with no crap from him.
And he's the prettiest fish we own in that tank. But it was the dragon blood. And there was no aggression in that tank since moving here. There was no aggression in that tank which would be considered beyond what normal African cichlid aggression is.
It wasn't crazy.
There wasn't, fish getting beaten up and like needing to be removed from the tank or anything like that. Just normal aggression from African cichlids. And out of nowhere, dead. The fish died.
Yep.
I've had him... I got him from Jay Wilson.
Back in like 2018.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. And he's been a problem ever since. And I've given that fish more chances. I've put that fish in timeout. I've moved him around. I've done everything I can do to try.
He's killed so many other fish.
And
too.
yeah, he has been a huge, huge problem. So as weird as it sounds, his death is probably going to save a lot of fish. Yeah. I know that sounds horrible, but...
You were going to take him and you were going to trade him in at... Or not trade him in, but just drop him off that time at...
Gateway.
Yeah,
Beltway.
Beltway. Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
And then you didn't, thankfully. But, yeah, I was like, okay, John, where's the shovel at? Because what else do you do?
He's big. He was like 8 inches.
I mean, he was big. And there's stray cats and stuff. You can't just throw him out in the field or something. That's wrong. So anyways, I got a shovel. I went in the backyard. I redug up a hole that the kids had metal detected and found treasure. So I went and I that was an easy dig. Put him down in there, packed it nice and tight, and that's where he was. That's where he's at. He'll be back there forever.
Yep. Death by Fish Tank says, hi, John. Welcome back, Lisa. Hope you two like NC. Platies are awesome.
Yes.
Hey, we love it. I mean, I love it so much down here. I mean, I'm easy to please.
It's hot,
but
and there's a lot of bugs. I'm itching. I'm always itching.
I mean, that's what they make bug spray for.
We got to get that skeeter beater that person told me about. Also, my new scent is white vinegar because that retracts. Is that the right word? Retracts bugs?
Repels?
Yeah, whatever. So stick a little white vinegar here, a little white vinegar there, massage it into my ankles and my legs and my calves. They stay away.
And so do I. We got a banger here. I don't know where this came from. Alexander Engelhart, I hope I'm saying your name right, with $100 super chat.
So
Goodness
sweet.
gracious. That's not the first time he's done that either.
No, and he does that for so many people all the time. He's just so giving, and he was interviewed. He was on Rico Stan's channel. Oh. I briefly watched like 5 minutes of it because it's during that crazy period of time of moving, and I was like, that's one I want to go back and rewatch just because of what he does for the community, for everybody.
And there isn't even any text attached to it. It's just, here's $100. Here's enough money to practically pay your car payment.
Yeah.
Just for nothing.
It's
Here you
just
go.
Very giving person.
Thank you so much for that. That is very sweet.
you.
Anybody that takes any penny out of their pocket is a special person to us, but that's next level. Thank you very much for that, my friend. Whips World says, just because I'd like to tell you to go buy a cup of coffee, but it'll cost more than just $5 to drive into town and back. And he knows because he's made that drive several times.
And he knows what's here, and he knows to get a cup of coffee, you're going to be going out of this
10
area.
minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah. I mean, but that's why you just make coffee at home and use, what is it? International Delight Hazelnut. That's what you do.
Or the yummy stuff that Vibes Aquatics gave us.
Yes, which I still have not found. They have it on Amazon, but haven't found it at a store yet. But that stuff was so good. I need to get that again.
Oh, I have a question. James Tabor said, Lisa, my wife needs to know what eyeliner you use. It's the liquid eyeliner by Revlon Color Stay. There you go.
You're not going to ask about mine? I mean, I'm offended. Mike's Aquatics and Things, congrats on the move. You both look less stressed. Any regrets? No. I mean, I don't have any regrets. I think the move could have been smoother. I think it could have been planned a little better.
It definitely could have, but we're not going to learn from this for the next time because
there's not going to be a next time.
I'm not moving again. If we get divorced, you can have everything. Just saying.
That's on video.
Yeah.
That's on video. 44,319 people watching. Just heard her say that.
I said all the materialistic stuff. I didn't say the bank account, buddy.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't think anybody, except for like the uber rich, who just say, I'm going to go rent a hotel room in the Four Seasons and you move all of my stuff and just tell me when it's done.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
You know, those people, we're never going to be those people. So I think moving is stressful for anybody. But this is a 3.5 hour move to a new state with a business and fish tanks and animals and that, you know, there's no way you're going to plan it perfectly, but I think
we're
maybe
a very hands-on kind of, you know, people with our business, with our personal life. I'd rather do it than pay somebody to do it. And it's not just about, you know, not being able to afford paying them, because I mean that could get expensive too, but if you save up and you prepare long enough, you know, you can pay somebody to do it. Yes, but my stuff, I want to do it. My animals, I want to move them. You know, I want to be a part of it. I don't want to just pay someone to go move my business and move my stuff or sit back and watch somebody do it. I want to be hands-on, just like you. We've always been hands-on with everything. I
also look, I'm kind of a frugal person. I'm not going to pay somebody to do something that I'm capable of doing. Right. If I can't do it, then I'll be. Yeah. And I just did this just for fun with 4 acres. And I'm guessing that would probably be about $250 to pay somebody to cut the grass. $250 a week. That's $13,000 a year. Well, that's what I look at.
There's certain times of the year they wouldn't have to, you know, mow.
Well, that's true, but it's more fun to be able to say $13,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
But that's the way I look at things. And then you multiply that times, you know, 10 years, $130,000. Are you kidding me?
That could have been part of the house payment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so that's the way I look at things. If I can do it myself, I will do it if I'm incapable of doing it, or if it's something, you know. But having said that, no matter what the circumstances are, if we ever do move again, I'm not moving a thing except myself. I'm not packing my underwear, nothing. It's all getting packed for us and getting moved.
Why would you even talk about it? I don't want to talk about me.
I don't want to do it either. I want to be buried in the backyard here.
Stop.
That's what we do in North Carolina.
I'm not going to be buried back here.
But I do not want to. I will never do it again. And if we have to, somebody else is doing it. So if we don't have the money to pay a company to move us, don't even ask. It's not even an option.
We could have one of those estate auctions.
We don't have an estate. You have to have an estate to do that.
No. My grandmother used to go to houses up and down the road, and they'd have estate auctions. It was somebody's estate. They passed away, and this is their estate, and they would sell everything.
I know. That sounds too rich. The estate. I don't know. Whip's World gave another $5 and said this should cover the gas. And you're right. Now we have the gas to get there. So between Whip's World and Alexander Engelhart, we can go have a nice meal in town. And it'll be on you guys. Thank you. But see, that's what's funny about me is a nice meal for me is Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut?
And Whip's World knows because I took him to my Pizza Hut. I mean,
yep.
That's a nice meal for me. For you, Mamacitas.
I love Mamacitas.
Yep. I went to a little hole-in-the-wall sub place the other day, and it was delicious. Terrible French fries, but the sub was great.
I found a really good produce place today. It was like, it's not a produce stand. It's actually like a building type thing, and they have everything. And the people were so nice. I left there telling my daughter, this place makes me happy.
It's like a 7-day-a-week farmer's market.
And they're so nice. The people that work there were just so friendly and nice. Because my first couple interactions at first weren't what I would say welcoming. I was at the grocery store and a couple other places. I think it was the wrong time. It was like I ran into people having a bad day, and I was feeling a little negative. But then I started meeting people that weren't these people having a bad day, and I'm like, okay, people are actually very nice here, and it made me feel a lot better. Because I almost saw a fight in the Food Lion checkout line, and I was very uncomfortable because it was happening with the checkout person and the person behind me, and I'm just like, I just got to get out of here.
I haven't had any of those experiences. It's been nothing but pleasant for me everywhere, including the fact that I found out that there's a hardware store about 3 miles from our house, which is glorious. We found that out from
right down the street
Jimmy.
From my produce stand.
Yep, that's right.
Yes.
So we got 2 minutes left, and what we're going to do today, folks, we are not going to step on Fish and Fever's toes, because we took up like 10 minutes of his time last week. We don't want to. I don't want to do that. I did that. That was me that did that. So we want to make sure we get out of here on time. It's not for us. It's for them. For Chattanooga Ed and Fish from Fever. Hopefully, their stream has been shared already. Usually, it has been. Hopefully somebody does that if they haven't already, because I don't know. I know how to do that, but I don't have the link on me right now. Yeah. YouTube is actually going to be making a feature very soon where we can automatically direct people to that site, to that video. As long as it's another live video, it will, anybody who doesn't click out will automatically go to that stream, but I don't think it's available yet, but that's coming. So that's very cool. That's it. So for the first time in a month, you get to say goodbye to everybody.
Well, thank you so much for watching and being here and interacting in the chat and just all the super chats and just everything. Thank you so much for people that became members. We're trying to do more for members now, and our Wednesday member streams and all that. So we're working on it, and we have so much more to share with you guys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, we have
Devilfish last minute there. I'm going to tell you 6 to 8. Stick to 6 to 8. 45 in a 95 gallon? Not Discus. No. 6 to 8. Yeah. And you should be good.
95 gallons? Yeah, 8's good. You'll be fine with 8. There you go. So, but anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Go over to Fish from Fever, # Bugs. Bugs. The bugs here, they drive me crazy. I'm always itching. Hashtag bugs suck. Have a great night. Bye.